All right, let's jump right in today. We're going to do a deep dive on all the news from the Faroe Islands from today, December 20th, 2024.
Okay, sounds good.
So lots to cover. We've got sources from Kringvarp Føroyar in Joe Barrow O and VP Dio. So,
Wow, that's quite a few.
yeah, it is.
Okay.
We're going to be jumping around a bit. First up, politics. Big news. The 2025 national budget passed. Only one dissenting vote.
Right, from Janice of Rana.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
And, despite the overwhelming approval, there are some concerns, particularly from the opposition.
Right, they're saying that the government is cutting state funding,
Yeah.
and more people are relying on the Red Cross for food.
Okay, interesting. Switching gears a bit now, the Faroe Islands are going to be the vice chair of the Arctic Council.
Yeah, in May 2025.
Yeah, starting in May 2025.
Alongside Denmark and Greenland.
Alongside Denmark and Greenland, that's right.
Yep.
And there's something else that's been making waves, the release of Paul Watson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
People are calling for an inquiry into whether or not that was actually legal. So that'll be interesting to follow. Okay, let's talk about money. Homeowners are getting a break. Housing costs are down.
That's good.
But food prices keep going up.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag for sure.
Yeah, and in other financial news, Betri Banki cut interest rates. They're following the Danish National Bank's lead.
I see. And for anyone out there looking for a job,
Yeah.
or maybe just a new challenge, there's a job match event happening at the Nora Orlendahuset.
That's right.
Lots of opportunities there. Now, this is big news. The tunnels north of Gjall are open.
Big day.
Huge.
They had a big celebration.
They did. Running and cycling events. The tunnels make it so much easier, safer, and faster to get around.
Right.
So it's a big deal for the islands.
Absolutely. And there was another contract signed
Oh,
for a new waste handling facility.
okay, good.
That's going to be good for the environment.
Good news all around. And I think this will please a lot of people who travel by ferry. The Smearl Ferry has a new booking system.
Oh, yeah, shorter wait times.
Shorter wait times. That's always good news. Unfortunately, we do have to report on an incident at the Klaksvik shipyard. The Polarstjärnen vessel capsized.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And looking beyond the Faroe Islands for a moment, a passenger plane skidded off the runway in Molde, Norway.
I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, hopefully. And back on the islands, there's been a lot of concern about the number of sheep deaths.
Right on the road between the roundabout in Kollafjörður and the Lena Tunnel.
Right.
It's an ongoing problem.
It is. Now let's move on to some good news. This weekend is a big one for Argir. It's the 50th anniversary of the Kirkjuwalg Mission Shuzier.
Yeah.
Big celebration, I'm sure. And speaking of celebrations, the A.P. Miller Foundation donated 35 million krone to the new Faroe Islands Maritime Museum.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's huge. It's going to be an incredible museum. And we have to mention the Annual Effort Award. Went to a wonderful collaboration. The Laundry and Activity Center at Bodana Simonum.
How nice.
Very deserving. Now, not everything's been rosy. The weather's been a bit rough.
High winds, icy roads.
Yeah. Stay safe out there, everyone. But at least the Faroes handball team is doing well.
Another win in the Swedish league.
That's right.
Go team.
They're on a roll.
So there you have it. Just a quick overview of all the news from the Faroe Islands today.
A lot going on.
December 20th, 2024. We'll be back with more.
It's amazing to see how much happens,
I know, right?
even in just one day.
And it makes you think, like, how does this all fit together? What's the story of the Faroe Islands today?
Yeah, and like with the budget passing,
Right.
that's going to have a big impact on everything.
For sure.
Like, how's the government going to handle these worries about less funding?
Yeah.
What about the social services?
Yeah. Tough decisions.
It's-
Especially with the Faroes economy. It's a unique situation.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, like, housing costs went down.
But food prices are up.
Right.
So what does that mean for families who don't have a lot of money?
Yeah, that's a good point. We need policies that work for everyone.
Exactly.
So the Faroe Islands are going to be vice chair of the Arctic Council.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
It is. They get to have a say in what happens in the Arctic.
Yeah.
And with climate change and all the other issues up there,
It's important.
the Faroes have a unique perspective.
Yeah. And working with Denmark and Greenland,
Right.
that's going to be really important.
Yeah, definitely. Now, about Paul Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Still lots to talk about that.
It's complicated, right?
It is. It brings up questions about the law, international relations, and whaling, which is a big part of Faroes culture.
Right. No easy answers there.
No, and people want answers. They want to know if everything was done by the book. Speaking of doing things right, that new waste handling facility.
Oh, yeah, that's great for the environment.
It is. It shows they're serious about protecting the Faroes.
Yeah, and for an island, you gotta be careful with waste.
You do. And those tunnels north of Shaw.
It's incredible.
It's a game changer. Imagine the possibilities.
Yeah. Easier travel, more tourism, maybe even more trade.
Yeah, who knows what this could lead to.
It's exciting.
It is. And those celebrations.
Yeah.
With the runners and cyclists.
I saw the picture.
It really captures the spirit of the islands.
It does, like a symbol of progress.
Exactly. And progress is what that new booking system for the Smyrl Ferry is all about.
Right. No more long waits.
Yeah, people are happy about that. Unfortunately, not all the news is good. That incident at the Klaksvík shipyard,
Yeah, that's awful.
it reminds us that the sea can be dangerous.
It does. And those workers, they face those risks every day.
They do. They're tough.
Yeah.
And speaking of tough, those sheep on the road,
Yeah, that's a problem.
it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, how do you even solve that?
Road safety, animal welfare, it's a balancing act.
You've got nature and development.
Exactly. It'll take everyone working together to figure this out. On a brighter note.
The anniversary in Arger.
Yes. 50 years of the Kirkjuag Mission Susie.
That's amazing.
Faith and community are so important in the Faroe Islands.
And that donation for the Maritime Museum.
35 million kronos.
It's going to be fantastic.
It is. It's so important to preserve history.
It connects us to the past.
And it teaches us about ourselves.
Yeah. And then there's that award.
The Annual Effort Award.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
The Laundry and Activity Center at Borena.
So well deserved.
It is. It shows how even small acts of kindness can make a difference.
It's all about community, right?
It is. Yeah, it's, we've talked about a lot of good things today. But we got to be real. The weather
Not great.
hasn't been great. High winds, icy roads.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that nature is
Powerful.
powerful.
Yeah. You got to respect it.
You do.
In the Faroe Islands, especially.
It's a part of life.
For sure.
So let's end on something fun.
Okay.
Handball.
The team's doing great.
Another win.
In the Swedish league.
They're really making a name for themselves.
They are.
It's inspiring,
Totally.
to see them succeed on that level.
And it shows how strong the sports are in the Faroe Islands.
Yeah, it does. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive today.
Wow, that went by fast.
I know, right?
So much to talk about.
December 20th, 2024, a day in the life of the Faroe Islands. We covered politics, the economy, the weather, even sports.
Everything.
And hopefully you, our listener, got a little taste of what it's like to live in this incredible place.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.